Oh, but I'm if you got the love and you buy
If you got the love and you got it done,
so come on.
they will be fine. So
Come
on.
on.
I always wonder if people can hear me, or hear you guys, or it's out of time, Like for me, it's all out of time.
It
When you guys
always
sing,
is.
when you guys sing, it's so late.
I know.
Goody, you're good because at least you've got some of the words. Travesty couldn't do any last week. So you beat her.
I'm the OG. That's why I'm a dad. The OG.
That's
For the
it.
intros.
Of course you are. Welcome to
As I like to
podcast.
say.
What would you like to say?
I would like to say the same thing. Ush goodness,
That's good. I'm actually learning
which
a bit
is
of Turkish.
also welcome.
So I'm actually learning a bit of Turkish. What is it? Ekmek. Ekmek.
What is ekmek?
Ekmek is bread. Kadin.
Oh, I'm not learning the food side.
Kadin is man.
So,
Adam is man, and Kiz
Yeah.
is girl. Because
Yes.
I'm really back into Duolingo now. But what I've decided,
Kism.
yeah,
Yes.
I've employed a.
Oh,
it's really
I know
difficult to
you are,
pronounce.
Alstallio.
Yeah, I'm really.
My phone notifies me. Oh, he's on the street. Congratulate him. I forgot to congratulate you, to be honest.
Oh, goodness.
So congratulations.
I don't know why everyone doesn't do this because, I'm on a streak now. But what I've done, I've decided to do multiple languages. So I'm learning I think it's around, and it might sound stupid, but I'm learning probably around 12 languages at once. So I'm doing a bit of every language, but going through it. But I've kept one language, my main language, which is Italian. Buongiorno.
Yeah.
No, buonasera. Buonasera.
Yeah.
And
Yakshama.
I do like it,
Yakshama.
Alstallio. I do like Duolingo, but the thing is for me, I don't know if it's because I'm impatient. It's only teaching me to understand Spanish by reading it, not actually speaking it fluent, if that makes sense. And this is what I was saying to your wife, actually.
But shouldn't it be that you should get people to speak it with?
Well, I do have a friend who is fluent in Spanish,
There
so
you
she
go.
said she'll Skype me and we'll talk. So that's what I need to set up in the next couple of weeks, to be honest.
I mean, nothing's better than immersion anyway.
Yeah.
But like I said, so I'm learning all these different languages. I'm going through each one. Italian's my main one, but now I'm learning Greek, Russian. Russian is ridiculous. It's so difficult. Turkish, I just can't pronounce the words half the time. That's the problem I'm having with Turkish. But I'm really
I think with Turkish, you have to listen more than looking at the words. It'll confuse you. I'd rather listen and repeat, as I say.
Yeah.
Écoutez et répétez. That is French.
Yeah,
Listen and repeat.
Yeah. I just know arrête s'il vous plaît, which is stop it, please.
And I'm going to say non.
Yeah. But yeah, it's really interesting. Anyway, I want to start the show off by saying, I know we're already starting the show, but I want to go to the top of the hour. I want to talk about Kanye West as president. I'm sorry, man, but I just think that he would make the most sense, really.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I say this is because you got two old American guys who are in there who are old. One of them is not going to make his whole term, and the other guy is just crazy. Now, everyone's trying to vote in Biden just to get rid of Trump without thinking that Biden might actually do a bad job. So it seems to be everyone's like, vote Biden in. So as long as the mission is just to get rid of Trump, to get Biden in. And I'm like, no, man, but there's a third option, man. Vote in Kanye then. He's crazy enough to make it work, actually. I really think, because I was listening to his podcast on Joe Rogan, and actually he was making don't get me wrong, he's crazy, but he was making sense too. I was like, actually, he might be onto something.
Sorry, let me cut you there, Alstallio. Who said Kanye is really crazy?
I don't think he's crazy.
I don't think he's crazy. That's the thing. But people would say he's crazy. That's. I'm just trying to obviously play to the majority. He's crazy.
Alstallio, they've been doing this for years. Somebody who doesn't keep their mouth shut of colour, they will always say they're crazy or they're aggressive or they're ignorant. They will never ever be positive.
Yeah.
Let's see how long it takes before they start putting down the footballer who's asked for free meals.
Yeah,
because he's too much voice.
They're probably trying to pull up some of his history. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I think he's actually
they just
legit. So I think he's a legit good boy, though, man. Marcus Rashford. I'm very proud of.
yeah.
Raheem
But
Sterling's doing the same thing, hasn't he? As well. Now he's putting
yeah,
out another thing. So I need to look that up. Actually, I posted it in the group, but I just want to make sure everyone gets informed. Let's see.
Alstallio,
Yes.
you've gone quiet.
Can you not hear me?
Yes, I can now.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry. Okay, he launched his
yeah,
charity to help young people.
yeah.
Raheem Sterling has launched a charity foundation to assist disadvantaged youngsters in the UK. You know, I really think what I think is really nice about what Marcus Rashford has done is that so many like schools and restaurants have all come together and said, look, you know, we're not going to leave anyone behind. We're all going to make packed lunches. You can go there to pick it up.
Yeah,
And there's
yeah.
been a huge list come out, and it's actually really, really, it's actually really nice to see, isn't it? It's like, wow.
It is good. It is. That's the one positive for all the negative that's going on.
Yeah.
You know, and it's really sad. But the downside of all this is, even though this is all going on, when it comes to election time again, you know, everybody will forget how cruel this government was and vote them back in again. Just like, I don't understand why we're even bothered where America's concerned, because have you stopped to think that maybe, as they say, this is the end of the world as is? So there's going to be a lot of rubbish going on for this world to be refurbished, and we don't. Well, hopefully we'll survive at the other end. Because I just see it going downhill for the next several years. You can see, because why they're voting in old pensioners, I don't know. It's a well-known fact that a lot of people who are elderly, I'm not saying all, notice I say a lot of people, they're very cold, very uncaring, because they've already lived their life. So why I don't understand why, especially young people, why would you vote these people in? Why would you vote in oldies when oldies have no heart? Not all of them, just the majority. They're very cold and callous. They're all about themselves. So I don't know, Alstallio, it's mind-boggling.
Well, let's ask Pudding. Pudding, what do you think?
Sorry, who was you talking to?
Pudding. I was talking Pudding would chime in and say.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
You can't. You can hear us, so you can answer.
I can't hear you, Alstallio.
Can you
you
hear me?
Quiet.
Oh, wait there.
Like
can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's better. That's better.
Yeah.
So the microphone's pointing in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
What would you think, Pudding? Like, what would you vote for these idiots who are in power at the moment? Would you vote for them? You wouldn't vote for them because you're smart, but what would people your age group say?
In terms of out of Trump, Biden, and Kanye.
Well, yeah, I mean, even Boris or whoever the new option will be in a couple of years. I
feel not all, but my age group, because I tend to hang around with like the generation just above me. Just naturally, I just click with the generation just above myself. But my actual generation, I feel like they have a lot of influences of the household they've been brought up in. Oh yeah, at the beginning of the lockdown, let's vote Boris is only trying to do this. Oh, the virus is deadly. People are going to be dying on the streets because of it. And I'm thinking to myself, you actually have to look out of the window and turn to the TV and really compare what's really going on. Like, I'm not saying coronavirus is not real, or, you know, all these things are not real, but it's exaggerated.
It is.
And I think they need to really open up their eyes. But they say, oh, my family's a household for conservative, or blah, blah, blah. We're going to go against because of this, that, the other. But I always blame social media. They always manipulate things into something that it's not. Like, for example, those on benefits. Remember the uproar years ago? Oh, those on benefits, all they ever do is sponge money, get the latest trainers, the kids are starving, blah, 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 blah. And that's not the case. I know people that have turned to benefits just because of the fact of, like, they've had a back injury and have worked for like 25 years, for example. You know, so I really always say, look at what you're experiencing and the reality. And besides, I'm working for nurses and doctors and stuff, and they said, listen, it's not like how the media's portraying it. So I'd always say, try and merge from what the media is trying to shove down our necks and really look at the reality and then make your votes from there. Like me personally, I'd go for Kanye because he's living a life where he's from a multicultural is in a multicultural family at the moment. His kids are mixed race. His wife's mixed race, but not in the stereotypical way of black and white. He's black. He still is in the scene with the black folks and stuff. So he's got that mixture, and he's always talking about healing and coming together. So, and he even admitted to himself and everyone else, he said, you got to look at America needs healing. We are the representation of freedom, basically. I saw the clip that you posted. He said, we need to represent and give basically a good example. And that's what I read from the clip itself that you posted on your page, Alstallio. So really, you got to look at it that way.
Pudding, you're absolutely right. I agree with you totally. I would vote Kanye, but guess what? They won't vote him in because what you've just said was pure positive.
No.
When have you known the world to vote in people who are positive?
Then again, no, actually, I'm going to say Mr. Trump is quite positive guy, though, man. When you listen to when he talks, when you listen to what he talks, he's always like, it's going to be fine. Everything's going to be all right. Don't worry about it. We're going to get everyone healed. Things are going to go back to normal. He's a really positive guy, actually. When you listen to what he speaks,
he's got a forked tongue. He's got a forked tongue. He's got two meanings.
I think he's quite sly, you know.
He's
when you really sit and think about him, Alstallio, like, I know they always
he's
bring
just
up
a straight
people's
talker.
past. Like, yeah, I think he's sly. He's so clever, and I can't fault it. I kind of like him. Sorry for people out there, but I kind of like it because, in a weird way, like he's the sort of person who'll make friends with you, but really stabbing you in the back.
So how can you
like him? How can you like that?
Yeah, I like him because like he's a what's it called? Showboater.
I think he's an honest guy, man. I think he's
like from an entertainment point of view. But when you really think about it, would he do the country good? Like, didn't he say something before that was quite racist?
Yeah, he was quite happy to shoot up and finish off the black people when the shooting was going on.
Exactly.
He
and
didn't support none of them.
Hold on, Mideyah. And not only that, because obviously I'm not from that generation where this occurred, but look what happened to the exonerated 5, those that were them 5 teenage boys. He was like, death penalty and blah, 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 blah. And literally he was all for them basically being in prison until the day that they die, sort of thing.
In his defense, though,
those sort of things are not good.
In his defense, though, remember, he's probably indoctrinated just as much as anybody else from the media. So you know what I mean? The media made it bad.
To me, love. Listen, Alstallio, never justify their behaviour because it doesn't matter how old you get. There's always room for improvement. There's always room to learn. And these people are not learning. They're narrow-minded and don't really want to budge. They're not open to new ideas. They're not open to making the world a better place. Not really. He's open to making sure he has a better place. That's how I see it with them. The older generation need to move aside and give the younger generation a chance to run the world. Maybe they'll do a better job. Although, at worst scenario, they will turn it into sort of a Geordie Shore come Essex sort of a place to live in, which probably is better than
No, it won't be like that. It won't be like that. That will come in the generations of your kids, Alstallio, to be honest. It's creeping in, but we're not there yet. I'm sorry. I disagree with that.
I think we're there. Else it wouldn't.
No, I don't think we're there. Because
listen, Pudding.
No, listen. Hear me out.
It was true, Pudding. If it was true, then they would have taken those shows off the air ages ago.
No. You got to look at it like this. It's the millennials' time now. Like, look at your younger children. You know, it's the millennials' time now. It's our generation. We still was brought up in the time of you come from school, you take your uniform off, you get in your you have a shower, you get into your lounge clothes, you have dinner, you do your homework, you watch a couple hours of TV and go to bed. It's not all this case of, you know, you can be out on the streets all day, whatever, and blah, 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 blah. There's still a lot of my generation people still live by that and apply that in their households now. And they do watch Geordie Shore and all those things, but they're not influenced by that. That's from my circle.
I beg to differ, but you know.
I'm still trying to figure out this idea behind the cozy room. this nice room English people have in their house. I just can't get over that. I'm sorry, it's completely off topic, but I'm just trying to get around it. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about as well. Actually, are we all right? We resolved
Carry on,
that.
Alstallio.
I would take. I
Just-
don't know. I would vote for Kanye. Just let everyone know. And I would suggest everyone votes for Kanye. Get him in because he's like really the
Yeah.
third. Like if you're basically going for the best option, Biden is no better than Trump, and Trump is no better than Biden. But Kanye
Yeah.
might be the one who could pull something off. He's the best option because he's the one we don't know what he's gonna do, and he's not that
Tell me
crazy,
Exactly.
man.
something, Alstallio. Has there been any what's the word I'm looking for? Any statistics to show whether black people are supporting Kanye?
Now they all go for
As-
Biden.
Yeah.
Oh, so they're not supporting Kanye either. So
No, because they think
so
they
this
think
Black
it's just
Lives
a.
Matter doesn't really matter.
I think they think he's just is it a coup that just to like get the votes away from Biden so Trump secures the win.
Not only that as well.
Well, I don't know if
they
that's
don't
true.
They don't want a Kardashian to be their first lady. That's what I've seen.
Well, I
know,
agree
man.
with that too.
Yeah.
I agree with that too.
I can see it happening though. I can see it happening.
Yeah.
Actually, just to go off topic, quickly go into the COVID because we're now officially from Saturday in lockdown as well.
In Germany?
In Germany, yeah. Well, not total
Oh, wow.
lockdown, but they're closing all the restaurants, all the leisure activities, etc., etc. Anyway, the Metro
Oh,
posted today. No, not today. A couple of days ago. Death tolls soar, not from COVID. And then they put diabetes victims up to 86% in 6 months. Prostate cancer up 53%. Parkinson's up 79%. Breast cancer up 47%. Bowel cancer up 46%. But it's got nothing to do with COVID. But that's all going up.
So you see why it's going up? Because they've focused on COVID.
Yeah.
That's why it's going up, because the rest are being ignored.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it just shows you what kind of rubbish. Why don't they just leave people be now? Let people live. Whoever gets it, gets it. If they don't, they don't. Because there's far worse illnesses.
Mm.
It doesn't matter how they try to justify it. There's far worse illnesses.
Yeah.
And it's been around long enough to know what the chances are of you kicking the bucket from it.
Yeah, I would say everyone needs to stop taking tests. That's what I would do. I'd tell
Oh,
everyone
I agree with
tests,
that.
refuse tests.
Yeah.
And like they can't prove then that you're sick or anything. You know, if you get like, especially now, like in Germany, they've said they're slick. They've said we're gonna close on the 2nd of November until the start of December because we want to try and save Christmas. But we're leaving all the shops open and all these like schools are open. And I'm like, hold on a minute. So you think the numbers are going to go down when the kids are still going to school? So the main transmitters are kids. They're the ones who bring all the stuff around. You know what I mean?
Yes,
You think the numbers are going to go down by December and we're going to save Christmas. Look, all you're doing is just setting us up to get used to the idea that over till next summer, we're all going to be inside again or we're all going to have restricted freedom.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Oh, by the way, adding on that as well, suicides and attempted suicides are up as well.
I know. Oh, such a shame, man. I heard a story today. Sorry to cut you, Mideyah. Actually heard a really heartbreaking story when I went to the salon. A individual that worked in Newlock around Birmingham, won't really say the area. She worked there, blah, blah, blah. Lockdown got to her in the last few weeks. And she committed suicide. It was her funeral today. And this was all because of the fact of like lockdown was too much the pressure. The pressure really like tipped her over to the edge and she took her own life. So it's really sad when you hear that's happening.
It's sad.
You know, because there's not support, as I said before on previous podcasts, there's not support for mental health. There should be like a system where your local doctors provide us a mental health check in with you. Like that actually should be a thing that's mandatory, just to check in on people. It'd be nice.
Well, they're also, look at my medical. It got cancelled yesterday because, you ready for this? The doctor who was supposed to see me and give me my medical is high risk at getting COVID. So you're basically saying I could come there and give you COVID. I ain't got COVID, but I could come there and give it to you. I couldn't believe the rubbish. I could not believe the rubbish. But did you actually, Alstallio, I know Pudding wouldn't have seen it, the video where the guy was letting people know that these tests are actually a load of crap because he did not swab and he sent it off and it come back positive.
Yeah,
I think I saw that as well.
sorry, his friends were swabbing the floor or swabbing their animals and sending it, and it was coming back positive.
Yeah, sure.
So
Remember the guy from Tanzania, the president of Tanzania was doing that too. He was
yeah,
sending tests back, swabbing everything else, and then sending it back. And they said that's why I don't put anyone into under these restrictions. I think it was Tanzania.
Yeah, that was at the beginning, wasn't it?
yeah,
Of lockdown.
Yeah.
you know, it's really
It was
ridiculous.
clever. But I don't know, man. I don't know. All I know is I think, you know what? The thing is, if they're trying to dismantle, maybe this is the way to dismantle this system. Maybe this is the only way we're like, okay, we're going to crash the system that is beyond
Yeah.
repair so we can bring in a new system. What I want to know is everyone's scared of this. Like, I'm listening to these conspiracy guys on all sides. And these conspiracy guys are just like, no, they shouldn't do it. They shouldn't do it. They're going to chip us and control us. I'm like, hold on. What if they're not going to do that, though? What if they're actually going to bring in a better system, which we really need? Come on, this system's so obsolete and out of date.
Alstallio, stop there. The reason why they're so up in arms is because they've been brainwashed over the centuries with the Bible. And this is what the Bible has been saying. The being chipped is a form of the 666 mark, the mark of the beast, which means you're guaranteed going to hell, basically.
Mm.
And I think they're in so much fear of it. That's why they're saying what they're saying.
Okay.
You know, so
But,
at the end
I
of
mean,
the day, what if, go on, carry on.
the thing is, we do need, like, we all, like, look, we throw too much pollution in the air. The environment's out of control. There's poverty's out of control. World and all this stuff, you know, like wars, famine, hunger, water's running out, resources are going bad. We need to bring in something new that will stop that. You know, what we have a system at the moment is like a cancer system. It just takes from the earth, and there's no regeneration. We don't give anything back to the earth. So we need to get something in that replaces that. And maybe this is what they're trying to do now. Okay, we need to crash the system so everyone gets used to the idea of not living the way we used to live, that we can bring in something new. I do see. Let me finish. Please. I do understand that. And the thing is, most people argue because, like, even when people are like, yeah, so what should we do? Yeah, we should keep it the way it was. Yeah, but the way it is bad. The way it is right now is a mess. I don't like that. In so many different countries over the world, people who look like me have got nothing. And then, you know, people who don't look like the opposite from me have a lot of stuff, but soon. And then when the people like me try and get to the people who don't look like me's country, they're left to like be killed and fend for themselves. You know what I mean? So I think it's time that we bring in a more fair world, distribute the wealth and everything fairly. But you can distribute wealth by people not actually having wealth, but having a different, like changing the meaning of wealth. It's not money, like health is obviously wealth, but changing the meaning of wealth, that everyone has the same level of lives. It sounds communist. It sounds not communist. It sounds Marxist and socialist. But that's the way. Yeah, that's the thing. It sounds good, but all these people are fighting against it. Like, let's keep it the way it was. But I'm like, dude, like most people I hear all the time now, I can't wait till it goes back to the way it was. I'm like, dude, it wasn't very good. It wasn't very good.
Jump in, Alstallio.
All right, jump in.
Number one, this is where that what's the word? That saying comes in. Better the devil you know. That's what they're clinging on to. Better the devil you know than the good you don't know. Now you see why people are so messed up, because they've bought into these sayings over the centuries, as I said. So it's going to be difficult. But in all fairness, I don't agree with the world the way it is now. But I am afraid of how, while these people are in power, I'm afraid of them bringing in a new system, because it will be, to me, I feel like it'll be more stricter and it'll be worse for us. Because to me, from seeing what I've seen over the years, the governments have only ever been about themselves. They're not really about saving the world. They're not really about making the world a better place. So when we're talking about maybe the world needs, the system needs to crash for something better, yes, it does need to crash, but make sure when it crashes all the wicked rulers with it. So somebody new comes in that is good and will replenish the earth. Maybe this is what they meant when they said the end of the world is nigh. Maybe that's what they actually mean. Maybe it is the end of the world is nigh. Maybe it is in the biblical sense. All I've got to see is the horses flying in the sky and horns blowing and the world turning completely dark. Then I know that the Armageddon has begun.
All right,
that's
too biblical for me. That's probably not going to happen.
Biblical for me.
I mean, that's all.
I can't take that. I'm not taking that on board. I'm
Symbolic.
sorry, no.
It's all that's all symbolic.
What it basically was is just war. That's what it was. It was war. But yes, I agree with you, Alstallio. The system does need to crash for the world to be replenished, but we can't have it with the rulers that are ruling right now because they are not going to look out for the world. They're not. It's like letting out a serial killer after 30 years in prison and expecting him to be good from now on and do better things. It's a matter of time before he kills again because it's in his system, it's in his blood, and it's the same with these wicked rulers. So yeah, that's how I see it anyway.
I don't know. I think you're right about that, and I think as long as we got these guys in charge, they won't make it. But maybe there's some people, maybe there's people infiltrating the places. Because at some point, look, people who are in power now have been in power for a long time. The Bushes, the Clintons, these guys they're borrowed time now. They're all on borrowed time. Even Trump, Biden, they're on borrowed time. Not so much Kanye West. That's why I think Kanye West is younger. I think he's just a bit older than me. He's 41 or 42. He would be the better option to bring in, to usher in the new world. And I know people are all scared of the new world order, this one world government. But I think you could have a one world government with a localized government. And I would never have said this like 20 years ago when I got into all this conspiracy stuff. But I'm like, hold on. If you get the right people in charge, it'll work. If you get the wrong people in charge, then we're all in trouble, like you said, which at the moment is in the hands of the wrong people.
It is in the hands of the wrong people all over the world. There is nobody that I would say stand out that is good and looking out for the country or the world. They're not doing it. They're not doing it. Who?
Putin.
Who that?
The Russian president.
Allah. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say.
Do we have any topics, or are we just?
I think we can round up by this one. This one makes us the two. We'll stick with the COVID rubbish. And the ones what I found fascinating, and I want Pudding to start this one off. The first trial at train station for dogs that can smell COVID-19 in humans. My God. Come on, Pudding, please have something to say.
I feel like
it's
I feel like they wouldn't be smelling for that though, because
no, they wouldn't.
Doesn't have a smell.
It's really weird. Like for me, I find that I've heard plenty of stories that dogs in general, they're just brilliant in the sense of sensing illnesses. If they're smelling COVID on you, I'm gonna take it it's some other illness.
Yeah. Some other illness.
That's what I would see it as. Because you've got to look at it like this. COVID has basically all of the symptoms for COVID are also a lot of the symptoms for something else.
Yeah.
So how would the dog know how to differentiate between, for example, you had sickness and diarrhea or COVID or flu or whatever? So that's what's confusing about it.
Yeah. Also, there's another factor why a dog would sniff you if you're a druggie.
Yeah. Or yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't feel like they'll be sniffing for COVID.
Exactly.
But then again, they do this thing, don't they? I don't know if it's just in the films where they like say have a jar of something where say COVID in a jar. They have COVID in a jar. You give it the dog, and then they go and smell for that.
But the dog would die from it because the dogs can get COVID too. So you open the jar, the dog will have COVID and then die.
Oh yeah,
that's animal cruelty, man. RSPCA.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't know.
It's rubbish. It's all rubbish. What?
All that dog's going to get for the reward for doing that is a bone.
Yeah, give the dog a bone.
Dogs don't like birds anymore, do they? They want a steak. Go to Miller and Carter, a steak meal.
and the final one, which I want Alstallio to answer with, this one what I posted just a little while ago, the Boris Johnson has said that he'll get the police involved and mash up your Christmas.
Yo, that was a Jamaican. That was a Jamaican who wrote that. I was reading it. I was like, okay, first of all, what kind of Jamaican wrote this? Okay, I like the responsible note. Well, I'll read both of them. Hold on. Boris Johnson, heed my warning. I guess he meant heed. And take this very seriously. Yeah. If we catch families having Christmas dinner with each other, we have instructed police officers to arrest and imprison anyone who dares to do so. There will be no Christmas family dinners for anyone. So that is the promise of myself and my Tory brethren. We'll have people's compliance and we will win this fight to ensure control. But I like this response, and anyone who's like thinking about it, use this.
Yeah.
Right then, UK government, joke's on you. I'm not allowed to have my family around for Christmas. I am, however, allowed to have employees around. Good. £6 later. This guy's, okay, let's say a Black Ops Limited is now a legally registered company with Company's House. And I can now hire my family and friends on a 0-hour contract. Offer them as an unpaid work event at my house, registered premises, regardless of any tier system and towards irrespective of rules. Checkmate.
Exactly. The joke's on you.
Yeah.
Plus, there's something I was going to say before we sign off.
Actually, no, I want to have the last word today. But
no, you can have the last word. I was just going to say, when you read the first part. Yeah. Now, if they are going to imprison you, how are you going to self-isolate? Please tell me.
In confinement, solitary confinement, at it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So they're going to have solitary confinement places for everybody who's got more than visiting their family. Come on. Definitely. Yeah, go on.
Okay, I just wanted to say something because someone posted and I thought this was really interesting. My favourite tea and a lot of favourite tea, the national tea of England is, of course, Yorkshire tea. Yorkshire tea.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
Yeah, wait. It gets interesting. I went to Yorkshire tea because I was like, man, the tea's because I like Yorkshire tea. I'm a big fan. And I thought to myself, man, you know, it hit me today for the first time. Maybe not the first time ever, but like for the first time in a long time, I was like, how do they grow tea in England? Isn't tea Indian or Chinese or something? So I went on their website. So I went on their site, yorkshiretea.co.uk. Brew news, why it is called Yorkshire tea. Okay. The first sentence is Yorkshire tea is grown in more than 20 different places across Africa and India. Then imported to Harrogate and blended. So why is it called Yorkshire tea? Good question. If you drank one of those 20 teas on its own, it would typically be described in terms of its origin: Assam tea, Rwandan tea, Kenyan tea. Wait a second, man. You trying to say to me, mixing all these blends, or you didn't just find one good blend and was like, yeah, I'm going to use this for my tea? What is that?
I haven't got a clue. I don't drink tea.
Wow. For our English listeners, Yorkshire tea is not a Yorkshire tea. It's a African Indian tea mixed in Yorkshire. So from now on...
You know what I'm laughing at?
What's that?
Me too.
Wait, sorry, Alstallio. I'm laughing at all the British people are proper, like, racist.
Yeah, and they're drinking these people. Hard.
And they're drinking the tea, and it's from the areas they just don't like. That is just funny.
That's checkmate too.
So you can't be racist anymore because your tea comes from the very place of the people you don't like.
That you can't stand.
Yeah. So, checkmate, as they would say in German, checkmate.
Oh, gosh. In the words of your son, it's doo-doo caca.
Yeah.
Doo-doo caca for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Allah.
Okay, because for some reason, Travis didn't make it today.
Yeah.
So I'll check if she's actually... No, she's not there. All right. Travis, this was out to you, man.
Oh, God.
Right. Did you got any words for us?
Yes, I have some words for you all. Just to clear up, I am not a Trump supporter. I find he's very much in the same league as Boris for me in terms of when I look at his appearance, he makes me laugh. That's what it is. He's sly. We've all clocked his game. Oh, let's be friends with people. Get a big sword, stab us in the back. That's what he's out to do. That's what I really do believe. I also want to shout at a young lady. I say young lady, but she's my age group. She's doing something absolutely amazing this week. She's using her kitchen called Nick's Kitchen. Follow her at Nick's Kitchen. And she's doing free school meals for people around in Birmingham. She wrote a heartbreaking story the other night. She said there was a night before where she obviously must have done the orders. And then the day after, this woman was basically saying to her, "Oh, thank you for the meals. That's the first thing I've eaten since last night." And she said she almost was drawn to tears. So I think she's absolutely doing an amazing job for people in Birmingham. She also has 2 other businesses at NDP_hairdressing. Get your hair. She's really, really good and affordable. And she's got another one at lashbay.ldn. So look her up. I think she's done a great job this week, and she should be proud of herself, and her father would be proud of her as well if he could see the work that she's putting in.
Great. Mideyah?
Yes,
actually, we got Travis waiting in the line, but oh no, I already told she cancelled it. Okay, yeah, carry on.
Yeah. I just want to say that that's it. I just want to give a shout out. I just want to shout out to our regular listeners, especially DXNO, Demi, and Libs. You know who you are.
Oh, and happy birthday!
Thank you for being our wonderful listeners.
It's
and happy birthday
that.
to me. Yeah. And I just want to say, as we always, Mideyah.
And I'll say shout out to Raheem Sterling and Marcus Rashford for the great job work they're doing, and vote Kanye West. Sack it.
Oh,
going all in.
Vote Kanye.
We're going all
Kanye.
in. Vote Kanye. Not that he matters to us anyway from England.
Soft spot Kanye. He's just hurting, that's all. Just give him a chance.
Yeah.
All right. Good night, folks.
Good night.
Good night. Bye.
What a noche.